Welcome back to Locked On Buffs. Appreciate you guys for tuning in every single day, making me your first listen of the day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcast. Joining me is Colorado legend Chad Browd. Chad, first of all, would never want to meet you in the A gap. That'd be scary. Second of all, I think there's been a lot of discourse online about sort of the old Colorado and new Colorado, right? It feels very divisive. It feels very, I don't know, like not everyone's on the same page, right? And I think one of the things that people from the Colorado teams like yourself who have been a part of success and have been a part of the success that Colorado's had and are the pillars of the program, you guys have sort of noticed, and I don't want to speak for you, so feel free to hop in here. You have noticed the disconnect between the current Colorado programs and sort of the traditions. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I would agree with that.
Okay. So you guys have noticed that, and it doesn't seem that the current regime is like valuing those as much. And although things like a fight song don't win games, they unite people, right? They give a group of 38 guys that are new something to bond over. So give me your take on the fight song sort of, I don't want to call it debacle because I don't want to demean it by any means, but give me your sort of take on the matter.
College football, of all the sports, is probably the one that is the most rooted in tradition. If you turn on NBC and you're watching the Notre Dame game, chances are they're going to show the Four Horsemen. They're going to show Newt Rockne. Yeah. You know, if you are watching a USC game, somewhere in the pregame show, they're going to show Marcus Allen. They're going to show Reggie Bush. Yeah. We embrace the past as a part of college football. The NFL continues to build newer and bigger and more awesome stadiums. Almost every year, a new stadium is revealed. I just did the Saints-Jets game out at SoFi, my first time at SoFi. It's a freaking palace. It's amazing.
Yeah.
What does college football do? We take the old stadium and we expand on it because we like the tradition in the old stadium. So to think that somehow you can ignore the traditions and greatness of the past in college football, and somehow the fan base, the alumni, the previous players are going to be happy and accepting of that, I think is just short-sighted. And this latest thing about the fight song, I think it speaks to this disconnect between folks who are more recent Colorado Buffalo fans due to Coach Prime and the folks who have some previous history. Of course, everyone on social media is going to run off in their own personal direction. So it's difficult to address it all here in one brief podcast. But in the end, this conversation for me was about the amazing tradition that the fight song is, how it galvanizes the locker room together, particularly for a team that's got a bit of a band of mercenaries going from the transfer portal process of building this roster. That's something that brings people together. It's something that speaks to the hard work that it took to get there. I posted a video this week of myself talking about the fight song and Coach Brian Cabral talking about the fight song. That video was recorded in 2015. So people are like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're bringing this up now. How come you didn't say something before?" It's like, I recorded this in 2015. This fight song thing has been important to me for quite a while. Yes, there is going to continue to be this disconnect between the folks who have long been Colorado Buffalo fans and the folks who are acting as if Colorado did not play football until Coach Prime got there. There was a tremendous history there. Now, of course, have things been rough recently? Yeah, no doubt about that. As Coach Prime brought eyeballs and attention and money back into the program, no one could ever doubt that. I would never say he hasn't. Certainly he hasn't. But I think there's a way to embrace the new while still hold on to the traditions of the past. So in the end, I think we all want the same thing. We all want the Buffs to win. Do I want my traditions to be embraced along the way? Yeah, I do. But from the core of who I am as a Colorado Buffalo, I want the Buffs to find a way to win. And I think the new Buffalo fans want that same thing. So we can quibble about some of these details as long as we're on the same page. Let's get the Buffs a winning record. Let's find them a way to win. Let's get them into a bowl game.
Right. And I think that's for the uniting part is everyone wants the same thing. It's just a little bit different in terms of how it's going to be there. I wanted to ask and this is meant to like start things, but like, is there a way that you think you can improve upon including yourself? And it doesn't even have to be you, like including like a Westbrook or the enemy or Darian Hagan or whoever to sort of help this program traditions.
I would love to see that. Obviously, Coach Prime decided Darian Hagan wasn't going to be a part of his coaching staff.
Right.
And so that did not land well with a number of, Colorado Buffalo alumni. And so while here's a massive photo of me up in the practice facility, I have yet to be embraced or asked to speak to the team or speak to the coaches about traditions or anything like that, and in talking to other alumni, they have a similar scenario. Yes, you're bringing all these other guys, but no one who's been a Buffalo in the past, no one who's got this long-standing history and success with the Buffalo. So it's a bit of a disconnect for guys of my era and guys who are successful but part of the national championship era and this current crop of coaches up there on campus.
Yeah, and I think every program honors their traditions differently and honors the past players before them. And I think a lot of the programs that I see have success are the ones that are willing to embrace like every era of that school. So even though Deion Sanders was not a part of that at all, like having a couple of you guys come and talk to the team, like that would move mountains for everyone, right? It's like you guys get to show like we reached the pinnacle here. Like this is not just some like rah, like, hey, we could all win. Like we did it. Like you are living proof that Colorado can win a championship. So it's interesting that he hasn't tapped into you guys, or even like I know Colorado hasn't like been as nationally successful recently, but a guy like Laviska Shenault or Steven Montez or like Mustafa Johnson, who I went to high school with, right? Those are guys who are recently successful that played for Colorado that could probably lend some tutelage or lend a mentorship of the modern athlete too, right? Because I think that's also something that he values is like getting modern perspectives on things. So it's interesting. Hopefully that's something that changes down the line or is something that he's willing to at least think of. But when we come back, we're going to talk about what is next for Colorado. But first, a quick break. This episode of Locked On Buffs is brought to you by our sponsors over at FanDuel. Guess what, everybody? The NBA is back, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you miss the start of a game or you want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. It keeps every game exciting, especially when your team's making that late push. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com and sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA.